So we're going straight into last week's sales. Right. 2-pack of genuine Cala Rowenta steam iron anti-scale filters. Breville blend active bottle. Another blend active bottle. This was from her friend. Same town, 15 minutes later. It's got to be somebody's friend, hasn't it? Smart media card. This was an 8 megabyte, and this is one of the ones off the bundle. That video, I'm processing the editing now. The graphics are taking me a little bit longer than I'd hoped, but it's coming. The video filming is finished. Blend active replacement blade. Far Cry 5 for the Xbox One. Welcome to the Monday update. We're going straight into last week's sales, then I've got what's going out today, and then what I picked up yesterday. It's raining, so we're just doing it all right now, right here. Seiko ER 1100, this is the third one out of the 8 that I had listed. Genuine original Iowa remote control. I found this in the box in a car boot sale. I think I paid £2 for it. So yeah, really good price for that. 4GB Mark II memory card. It's Memory Stick Pro Duo Magic Gate. This is actually from the second bundle of memory cards that I bought now. I do mention it in the other video, which is out shortly. But I haven't itemised that. I'm just saying a lot of these little cards that I saw last week, that's where they come from. Battlefield 5 for the Xbox One. SanDisk Ultra 4GB SDHC. Some of these 50X. We're into what's going out now. 50X pink purple poker chips. $7.99. Grand Theft Auto 5. This is the premium edition. I think it's got extra things you can do in it, like DLCs type of thing, but on the disc. $11.95. SanDisk Ultra 2, 4GB SDHC, $4.69. It's the sort of standard price for anything under 8 gigs. Some more pink purple poker chips, $7.99 again. My Sims Kingdom, $3.99. That's not a lot, but I think I got 3 for £1, so it wasn't too bad. SanDisk 8GB CF card. I think I've sold all the CF cards I listed now, with the ones that are in front of me right now to show you. So I do have a few more to list. Anyway, that was $7.49 for 8GB. Smart Media, $24.99, because it's an older card and you can't get them anymore. They're not being made. Yeah, $24.99 for 128 megabytes. That's the biggest card they do. 128 megabytes is the biggest card they do. Right, then I sold. This is the one I said in the video, you'll see soon, if you watch it, that I probably wouldn't be able to sell it because it doesn't have a front label on. It's 64 megabyte CF. I stuck that on its, one of these brother printed labels, and $3.79, which obviously when you're posting it for £1.15, you're not making a lot after fees. However, the same customer bought this one 2 minutes later, so they're both going together, which is nice. And this one was $5.95, so it's a tenner minus a few pence. Can't really grumble, can you? £1.15 postage. And then the last of the ones in the pink purple poker chips that are actually in their like cellophane wraps. I have another 600, but they're loose, so they're just going to go in bags. I can now repurpose the advert now that I've sold all the ones in cellophane. SanDisk 128 megabyte CF. Fujifilm 1GB SD. This is the Wii version, $4.99. Well, not just the Wii, but that's what I list it for. I don't even list it in the camera section anymore. That goes straight into the home computing and video games. And then the next thing I sold was this hi-fi. It's got CD and cassette, and it's remote control, a couple of speakers to the side here. Haven't even wrapped it. I said last week I'd fixed the cable, and that it's basically been on since I fixed the cable, so only a week. And it's sold for £50 plus £15 postage, which is the end of last week's sales, and that's the figure there, £312 and 7 pence, which is quite disappointing actually. But there wasn't a lot of investment in what I sold last week, so that's something, you know. And then we're on to the rest of the items that are going out. Where are we at? There we go, we're starting from there. So the next thing that went out was a Smart Media 64 megabyte, and another Smart Media 64. They bought two, and they got the discount, so it was I think it was about £49, and they've paid £45.98. But then they paid international. They paid another £20 for delivery. It's not my fault. GSP charges them £20. So that'll go out as a large letter signed for, with a bit more protection than I would normally send them. And then at least they'll have some protection when they're going internationally. Yeah, 46 quid for the two cards is very nice. I sold a Now TV. I'll hold that up, but I'll put a picture up as well. It's just a standard Now TV streaming box. £28.95 delivered. Another Smart Media 128. I've run out of the big ones now. The big ones, 128 megabyte. Anyway, that was £24.99. Tiger Claw picture price. There you go, £11.19. But he only cost me a quid, so I think it was a quid. You know, there's a chance it was £1.50 these days. Charity shops are, I think it's £1.45. They jumped all their 99p items to £1.45. £6.99 for a compact flash, not a command flash. Compact flash by Transcend 1GB, £6.99. And this has just sold this morning. Actually, it sold 9:30. They've made about 4 inquiries. I understand it's their first purchase on eBay. They were a zero buyer. They just joined, and they joined to buy this. And they made like, you know, is the card, is it still available? Well, it's listed as available. Does it still have the card with it that you listed it with? It's like, oh, you're new to it, so all right, I'll forgive you. Yes, it's exactly as it is in the pictures. Can you send it first class? Now, I mean, I have options, like I have second class standard, first class recorded, because if they're going to pay the extra, I want them to make sure that they get it properly. So I send it recorded, and then special delivery, and I give them those options, and I told them where to find the options, and that they'd be able to find the options when the checkout was open. And then they sent thing last night about 11:30, saying, if I buy it, will you send it out tomorrow? And it's like, it says right there in the listing, I'll send it the next working day. Anyway, you've got to explain it to people. And I said, yes, I can send it tomorrow. No answer, no purchase, no nothing. Anyway, sent an offer out for £1 off it to somebody who was watching it, and I was assuming that that was the person who was watching it. Anyway, they bought it at full price, paid the extra postage this morning, and yeah, that's going out this morning as well. So £22.60 instead of £20.40. So yeah, they paid £2.40 extra to get a parcel first class signed instead of second class kicked around the depot and then delivered whenever they feel like it. Not saying that the Royal Mail do that at all. Oh no, I wouldn't say that, just in case the postman's watching. Postperson, sorry. We've got to be right on these things. And that is all that's going out today, which is actually more than I made last week. There's £325 because half of it, more than half of it, is from last week. And that's how it seems to be going at the moment. Last week I had a zero sales day and a single sale day, which I didn't enjoy. But Monday was last week's zero sales day, and I've already sold 2 things up to now today. So to add up to 30 quid, you know. So I'm already better off than last week. Fingers crossed with what I've picked up and will be listing later on. You'll see them shortly. I should do alright this week. So I'll get this lot listed, wrapped, and I'll show you what I'm going to be listing very shortly. Roll the SpongeBob transition.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Pickups. It's time for pickups. Got my pad. I wrote everything down, and right, straight off. I didn't go to Hull this week. I didn't go to North Cave this week. I went to Walkington, first Sunday of the month, and I decided to get there nice and early, 7:15, because they start at 7. And when I got there, it was in full swing. Great. So a 7 o'clock start means they're letting people in at 6 to buy things. Great. So that's what a 7 o'clock start means. Next month, I'll be there for 6. So I did get some really nice stuff though. Without spending a fortune, I'm really quite pleased with what I got. First thing I saw was this. It's a dehumidifier called Pro Breeze. I've had a few of these. They all have different brand names. They all look exactly the same. They're either black or white. Black with a grey bit or white with a blue bit. Runs, it needs a bit of a clean now up. It works, it's running fine. It's got its own power supply. £2, should sell for £10 plus £4 postage. Well, my normal £4.20. These are like £23 brand new. You know, you can't really get much more than £10 for them. But I paid 2, so that's okay. First game of the week, Wii Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, I saw it and it looks like it's got the manual, but that's just a little slip for if you want to join Club Nintendo, which doesn't exist anymore. And some safety bump. Disc's in really good condition though, so I'll probably get £6 or so. No, I'd have got 10 if it had the manual, but such is life. Oh, and I've got these empty bags to throw things in rather than throwing them on the floor. Right, next was a Panasonic phone system. I got this, it's really rather rough. If you look, you'll see that the stickers, the on and off buttons have been worn away, and I haven't got a clue whether the charging works or anything like that. It does have brand new looking Panasonic batteries that aren't worn out. The back's all dirty. The cable looks a bit rough, but it has this obligatory Panasonic power supply, which I've been getting £7.95 for. Paid £1 for this. This is a PNLV226E instead of the 219E, which I've been selling for £7.95, but I'll get the same for that. So I think it's just a matter of take the batteries out. It does turn on. I have tried it, but it's such an old system. The power supply they'll sell. Next, I went in and I saw a store full of cameras. Full of cameras. Like I said to you, I haven't been able to find a single camera in North Cave or Hull in weeks. So, first one was this Pentax. Opened it up. It's just a point and shoot, but it's working. It's got batteries in and it's running. If you open the front and you do that, so that it's turned on, it's always the way, isn't it? Always the way. It's got Duracells in, and it was running and powering on, and oh, there you are. It's actually running, you can tell. And yeah, £1. Don't know what the charge is on that. It's got a manual, and it's a proper Pentax case, but it needs a bit of a clean. It's full of that paint spatter from where they've been decorating. £1 into, I don't know. I really don't know. It could be 15, it could be 30, depending on the reputation of that camera. One thing it is though, is powered up, and it's one of the cameras you have to film test. So I thought I might put a little 5-minute how to film test a camera video together, because Sam, one of many Sams, Sam, asked me about film testing, and I can show you how I do it in a little video. So that's it's not going to be an edited video. It will be literally me holding up the camera to camera and showing you how we do it, and then taking the film out afterwards. So it won't take long, and that's coming very shortly. I might film it after this actually, but probably at my desk. Right, next was 4 other cameras. I told you it was a camera day. So this is what I got off the guy. Each one of these cameras, I said to him, how much are your cameras? And he's like, which ones? And I'm like, well, just tell me about all of them. So he started telling me about the first one. I said, first of all, tell me the price of each individual one, and then we'll go from there. And he's like, oh, these 4 are £5 each. That's something telling me the battery's running out. So anyway, I got this one, Sony DSCW200. It's got 2 leather cases. It had 4 batteries, but none of them were charged up, of course. But this one is charged now, and 2 of them were replacements for the original, and they were fat, squodgy, and it had a charger with it, but it's not the right charger. For start, it's an American plug-in version, right? So maybe they've been travelling a lot with these things, I don't know, and bought this there, or bought this from somebody. But it didn't charge. It's not the right size for any of the batteries. Sorry, that's not the one. This is the one, the right size for the batteries. Sorry, it's the right size for the batteries, but 2 of the batteries didn't fit in it because they were fat. This is the original Sony one, and it's got some like stains on it, so I don't know whether it's going to be any good. But yeah, the charger is fine on this one. Sorry, I was mixed up about which camera is which. This one has a good charger, and as I said to you, it's working fine now. I've charged it up. See, there you go. So that was a £5 with a charger and a spare battery, but it had 4 batteries, but 2 of them duff. It also has a little memory card adapter and an M2 2GB memory card. So that for a £5 I thought was a deal. So I put that one mentally to the side. As I said, it's got a leather case, and it's also got a very nice other Sony leather case, both of them genuine leather. So that was pretty nice. I'll put that in the bag, because otherwise I won't have a chance to get out the other things. There's a Canon Power Shot. This is an A2200 14.1 megapixels. Really nice camera, no battery, no charger. So I'm thinking one of these might be a charging cable. There's 4 cables with it. And the power supply and the manual and the software disk. And a case, but no battery or power supply. I'm not sure, this might charge through the USB, but it still need a battery, which it doesn't have. So it could have been removed so that they couldn't test it, but it's in really nice, really good condition. There's not a mark on it anywhere. So who knows? Maybe they took the battery out for one of their other cameras and they forgot to put it back in when they were selling it. But even at that, as a £5 with a 2 gig card in it, I might get a £5 for that. These are 60 quid with the battery in, working nicely. And as I said, the condition is really nice. So I don't think I'll have any trouble selling that. I might go to the trouble of buying a battery for it. I looked them up. A battery and charger combination is going to be about 25 quid. This is why they're 60 quid new. Or second hand. So I might sell it as is, but there again I won't get as much without it being tested. Anyway, that was the second one. And then I got these 2 Panasonics, FX33, FX500. This is the one with the dodgy charger. There's nothing wrong with this charger, by the way. It's just the wrong size for either of these cameras. They both take the same battery, and one camera had no batteries in, the other camera had 2 batteries in. But as it is, I've charged them up, and this is working lovely. And yeah, both batteries work on the same charger, which is unfortunate because obviously I can't sell them both with a charger. There's the charger. Again, it's got the American plug, but this one has an adapter. It's just one of those cheap shaver adapters, and I think any cheap shaver adapters would adapt for this one, but I ain't got any batteries for this one to charge, so I'll just sell this as is. And yeah, I've plugged this in, charged both batteries. That was the first one. This is the next one, which is a much nicer, bigger camera with a bigger lens, much bigger screen on the back. Let's turn it on. There you can see, really nice. If I go like that to my face, you'll see it's focusing. I can take it apart and it is focusing on me now, which is excellent. I won't do that too many times. And yeah, really nice camera this, and it's got all the adapters and cables, software, but it doesn't have a manual, that one. This one's got a manual and there's no software. Yeah, which is a bit weird, but you know, I'm not concerned. It's got really nice, it's got a 16 gig card. Like I say, they both have a battery, or that. This one had 2 batteries and that one didn't have a battery, but the battery fits both of them. So either battery would go in either camera, but I've put the Lumix one and the replacement one goes into the smaller camera. So this one is this Panasonic, the FX33 is 8.1 megapixels, but it really makes no difference with these Panasonics because they have a better lens, a Leica lens, bigger, so they get much better focus anyway. And this one, the FX500, is, it'll be on there somewhere, 10.1 megapixels. I use a Lumix on a day-to-day basis, but it's a more modern one. It's probably got the same battery, and I don't know. But yeah, there's a picture of where is it? Swap it over. There's a picture of what you're looking through. If it focuses, there you go, my stand. These are about 50, I think. I might be getting a bit mixed up. I don't suppose I get much more than 30 for that because it doesn't have a charger. But yeah, so 50, possibly 30. If I buy a battery for the Canon, 60, and the Cybershot's about 40. So maybe 180 to 200 pounds worth there. And there's another charger, of course, to sell. So, not bad. So anyway, I said to him about all four, and he was like, he wouldn't budge off £5 each, by the way. But when I said, oh, I'll buy all four off you, he went to 17. So I was quite pleased with that, actually. Yeah, I didn't even notice about the Canon not having a battery until later, because they weren't charged. I knew I couldn't test them there and then anyway, so I didn't quite associate that with making sure the batteries were there. Anyway, never mind. £17 though, and probably going into the £180, you know, return, which isn't bad at all. And then the other end of the scale, I bought a green baseboard for £1, which should sell for 8, delivered, which means I make 4. But it's absolutely dead easy money, isn't it? You take a photograph that side, you take a photograph that side, you pull up a listing you've already got, and you bang it in to the listing, the 2 photographs. I got a Xbox Lite, 50p. It's hardly used, still in its bag. I don't know whether they've put it back in the bag and all that sort of business or not, or whether they've actually used it at all. Anyway, I've tested it out and put it back in its bag. It's USB powered, or I think you can put batteries in the back. There seems to be a battery case that I didn't unscrew. It doesn't say how many batteries it takes. Probably does somewhere. Anyway, it lights up white. It's just an Xbox design like that. It's official Xbox gear. But I don't think that makes any difference to the price. There's people selling these for like £8, you know, on eBay. I think it's £8, it might be 10. That sort of delivery price anyway. So I won't get a lot, but it cost me 50p. So it was well worth having. There was a stall, and he had all sorts of little bits of gaming gear, but he was selling it for somebody else. It was quite an old gentleman, and he was like, kept saying, "Oh no, my son-in-law's stuff, and he fixed all the prices, so I can't give you any discounts." The usual, you know. Anyway, I saw these, and I've always done really well. They're both Revelations with game guides. There's Assassin's Creed 3, there's 2 Assassin's Creed Revelations and 1 Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So I didn't think anything of it. I just bought all 4 for £2 each. Big mistake. Well, I'd say a big mistake. It was a fail. They're selling for about £2.81 delivered, which is the standard Amazon price for things that sell for a penny. £2.80 delivery on a penny item, £2.81 free post. And it's obviously being sold by people like, you know, Music Magpie and all those people. So, £8. There again, I'm going to make 150 quid on those cameras, so I'm not too worried. On the same stall, I bought 3 games for £1 each, which seems a lot until you see what they are. Doom 3 on the Xbox. Really good condition. There's a few little marks on the disc, but nothing serious. Good manual, good case, good cover. £1. Should go for 6 or 7. No problem at all. Maybe more. Prison Break, which can go for £15. On the PS3, it can go for as little as 6 as well, depending on who you've got selling it at the time. It's all complete. Discs pristine, just like most PS3 games are. Colony Wars, Red Sun, which is like a sequel to normal Colony Wars on the PS1, and that could be anywhere from £8 to 15. Again, it all depends on how you promote it. The case isn't as good as it could be. There's a little crack there. Can you see that? There's a couple of little cracks on the actual back of the actual case. I do have some other cases, but I don't see the point in swapping it out if it's only going to make £6. And I will send it by parcel force, so that cuts out quite a bit of the postage. So I will look for like £10 on that. Anyway, that cost £1 as well. Let's move those. I'll move these as well. You see the backs, you can see they've never been used. But that doesn't mean they're worth anything, unfortunately. So I'll say that again. That doesn't mean they're worth anything, unfortunately. I think if I was shouting into that bag, I'm not sure it's going to get heard. Right, I've done the video games. I bought a bundle of BT phones. Let me just get them all sorted. 1, 2, 3. She convinced it was a quad, and it does say on the bottom of the main base that it's a quad. There's only 3 power supplies and 3 bases, except that right next to them she had a different phone, so she thought this was part of it. So, you know, fair enough, I'll have all 4. So I paid, she wanted 10, I paid 8. I should get 10 for this one on its own, or maybe more. This is the Essentials Modern Hub phone. Digital. It works on your Wi-Fi hub. This is so that they can replace the wire cables that are going into your house, and you don't need the wire cables at all anymore. It's just going to all be optical. Yeah. So this is HD hub. I've had it running and it seems alright, but I didn't connect it to Wi-Fi because I'm not in a BT area and it wouldn't work. Anyway, so I paid £8 for those 4, and then the next stall I paid for a Motorola. Normally I wouldn't buy a Motorola, I'd normally buy Panasonic and BT only, but it had that's a BT one. Had its own power supply and its own base. It's quite a nice looking little phone, Motorola. And it cost £1, so I wasn't going to grumble about that. Yeah, it's just a standard power supply for the phone. So if the phone doesn't work properly, the power supply will sell. Yeah. What else is there? I got a grow egg in a box. It's working perfectly. I tested it all up, and it's got its manual. They sell better in the box. It's as simple as that. So that's probably going to be 8 or 9 plus postage. Cost me £1. Oh, you know, a couple of weeks ago I sold some Tommy Tippy teats, nipples, that were in with a load of stuff that I bought for £2 that were like freebie, and I sold them for 6 or 7. Anyway, I saw them on a stall, same stall as I got the grow egg. Lady trying to get rid of all her baby stuff, which is fine. So I saw these, all three. This one's a bit ripped, but they're all unused, all new in the box. And 3 bottles new in the box as well. I think these are the anti-colic ones. Yes, anti-colic. I don't know what that means. But those cost me £6. She actually wanted 10 because she wanted me to buy something else as well that was with it. I think there was 2 more bottles in another box, but they were the soft version that the baby can hold in the hands, soft. And some dummies. They do a dummy that looks exactly the same but just is flat at the back. Doesn't have any milk in, obviously. And I didn't really fancy those. Not for another £4. Those cost me £6 for the 3 items. Sorry, for the 3 sets, and then the set of 3 bottles was £6. They're all brand new in the box, so that's what I'm going to sell them as, new other damaged boxes. I bought a stack of DVD-Rs. I don't know whether they're all there, but one thing I do know is there's no spindle. The base is flat with a sticker over, so I think it had cellophane on, but it'd been opened at the top, and as soon as I put it in the bag, the cellophane all came off. So I'm trying to be very careful with them, because obviously the more they move about, the surfaces get scratched and they're not as good optically for writing onto. Not that I'm going to be doing a lot of writing onto those. I got some really nice, but I'm going to resell these, antiqued brass double sockets for the wall, obviously. I know I've just fitted a load, but and these are really nice looking, but they wouldn't really go in my bedroom now that I've got all the white boxes just stuck on the wall. So they were £1 each. But again, I had all that electrical stuff recently, and now I've got some more. And next stall, there was a guy selling these. This is a fuse spare. There's the fuse, there's the switch, and you can either bring a cable out of it to your cooker, your dishwasher, your washing machine, something that doesn't actually plug in or is permanently fitted into your kitchen. You can have one of these instead of a plug, and then the wire comes out the bottom. Or you can have this in a wall if you're going to have a spare. Now I have just dug out a fuse spare, exactly the same as this but in plastic, for my extension that I've done in the back bedroom, because officially you've got to have one of these if you're going to run a spare. It's got to be fused in the wall, not in the plug. Don't know why. Electrically it's exactly the same thing as having a fuse in the plug you're switching on the wall, but you've got to have it as part of the system. So these are fuse spares, and there's 11 in the bag. Brass, chrome, dark brown, and I think there's an antiqued brass as well. No, no, it's the same. Yeah, it's a sort of shiny brown. They're all metal anyway, with the no exposed screws. So what you do is you screw them in with the plastic on the back, and then you clip the metal cover onto it so you can't see any screws, which is, it's nice, but there's no real need for them. And they cost 50p each, except I got 11 for £5. So that effectively means they were under 50p each. I'm going to sell them in a multi-listing, or I've already done the listing as a multi-listing for the brass ones. I haven't taken the photos yet, but I mean, you've got to take a photo in the case, otherwise you've destroyed the value. If you open that, it's destroyed the value. That little bit of plastic casing the pack makes it new and sealed. If you open it, it's being fiddled with. Electricians want something that's not being fiddled with, obviously. But I might sell them as a bulk lot of 11, knowing that people will pay £7 or £8 delivered for each one. I could start them at maybe £16, £18 for the 11, and that's a really good deal, plus postage on top, and see what happens. Maybe put them on auction as a job lot. I shouldn't have any trouble selling them, and that would be, I don't know, a £10, £12 profit immediately. So yeah, I found this on somebody's stall. As you can see, it's working. There's a demo mode, which is probably better for demonstration to you, that it's got lots and lots of different voices, works chords. You can play 3 or 4 tones at once on this. It's not one where it'll only play one key at a time. Yamaha. There we go. And it's a bit dirty. And there's no stand, it's only half size, as you can see. There you go. Not full size, but I'm going to turn it off now. So I inquired the price of this guy, and it's got a power supply. Doesn't run on battery. Oh, it does actually have a battery case. Runs on batteries as well. I'm surprised. I thought these just didn't run on batteries. Oh, well, that's handy, isn't it? What does it take? 6 1.5 volt. From the look of it, they're C's or D's. Big batteries. So if you were to run this outside for an hour, it'd probably cost you at £6. So power supply is really useful. Yeah, so these are about 30 quid on eBay. Anyway, the guy says to me £2.50, is that alright? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. So I was pleased with that. And it was a bit of an awkward bugger though to get in the bag, I'll tell you now. So I put it under my arm and I just went back to the car and dropped it off. And that was the lot from Walkington. It took me about an hour and a half to go around twice. And I was pleased with what I got. And it was an easy day. Easy day. And I thought to myself, shall I go into Hull? You know, wander around? I've done alright. I spent £1 to get in at Walkington, which is for the upkeep of the ground. The ground is so much better than North Cave. It's so much better not having to walk around and watch out for cobbles on Hull, where like there's bits of stone and gravel all over the place. It's really dusty, it's really dirty. Walkington, they take their time and they look after the grounds. It's a cricket ground, and it's got like pitches either side, so there's plenty of room. Yeah, really nice it is. £62 I spent, £1 to get in, £63 in total. I was really pleased with what I got, and in fact for the last few weeks I haven't been bothered, but I'm inspired to do some reseller maths. So I'm going to move over here. Top line is my turnover for what I expect to sell this lot for. There. eBay fees. I do a flat 20% of the turnover as my eBay fees, by the way. It's sometimes a little bit less for the smaller items. Sorry, a little bit more for the smaller items, a bit less for the larger items. P&P. Costs such as handsets or batteries or power supplies or remote controls. Well, I might need a battery for that Canon. So and a battery and a power supply would come to like £25, so I might add that in depending on what I do with the battery, the Canon. I'll tell you, you'll know from the price there what I've decided to do with it. And the other line is purchase price, and right down at the bottom there is the profit I expect to make on this lot. If I sell them at the prices I start them at, now obviously that profit margin might go down a bit if I let people have offers, or if I send offers out. Sometimes it does, but often I start at higher than I expect to get anyway. That's why I do it, so that I can send offers. Right, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you'd give it a bit of a like, or a like, depending on which side of the buttons they are. I can't remember, I never can. I think it's this one. Yeah, and if you're not already subscribed, you could do that as well. I'm not against it. I've had some new subscribers in the last couple of weeks. Welcome. I hope you watched all the way through this one as well, and go and have a look at the rest of the back catalogue. I'm going to put a video up that you might be pleased with, a memory card bundle video. It'll be up there. So thanks for watching, and speak to you soon.